Hi everyone, this is Jessica Rose Jordan again. Just wanted to keep you informed of everything that's been going on so far. I have finally had my surgery. I meant to get on here a little bit more often and keep things updated and stuff. I had actually went to Kansas City to Dr. Awood, and she was a marvelous doctor. She done a really good job. I did get my chest taken care of. Yay. Woohoo! Um, I literally live my life dang near happy every moment, and um, when I had transitioned the day of, I had quit smoking and started exercising and doing all that stuff, which I think I've already mentioned before. And then, let's see, I changed my name like 2 or 3 months after I had my first initial hormones and everything, once I first got those. And it was amazing. I mean, I went through a crazy period. I don't know how many of us go through that, but I know that that summer and the following summer, because of my hormone levels going so up and down, mine ended up, luckily for me, for the most part, was really bubbly and excited and happy, and I still am. I'm just leveled out now, which is kind of nice. I transitioned in the Bible Belt town, so obviously, you know, it wasn't very easy for me to do that. But surprisingly, there's a lot more support here than I had anticipated. My girlfriend lives here, and that's the only reason I did not move away. I love her too much to move away. I mean, I am working on doing my transition the best way I can and loving my life the way I can. I haven't had bottom surgeries or anything like that, or orchidectomy, I can never pronounce it right. I haven't had any of that done, so my goals are naturally to get me to that point and complete everything, because I don't want to be on these high doses of hormones for years. It's hard on the body, hard on the liver, you know, it's just not easy on your body. I have been lucky so far, knock on wood, or veneer, and I haven't had any side effects or anything from it, but not everybody can say the same. Everybody's body is different. I am not by any means the smartest person out there. I am true to my color. I am a blonde most of the time, but I am very artistic. And then I've always dabbled in a little bit of art. I used to be a woodworker, a juggler, a sketch artist. I just love to dabble in art in general. I don't care what it is. If it's something I'm interested in, I'm going to try it at least once. So when I was a young girl, I used to lay there at bed at night, and I remember reading Stephen King books and a lot of those kind of survival books, survival history, survival murder. I loved all those kind of things, but mostly Stephen King and his style of writing. And I just would wish I could do something like that. And I ended up, years later, last year as a matter of fact, in 2018, January 2018, I had started on my book, not necessarily my book, my girlfriend and I had started on this together. I can kind of give you a little bit of a backstory to it, but I'm not going to, if I do call it my book, it's not my book. It is solely dedicated to my girlfriend because of how we are. I started writing that book in January of 2018, and I completed it 4 months later. I've never written a thing in my life. I never could I never could quite grasp proper grammar. And I couldn't, especially punctuation and everything when in the written language. Even being here in the South, we have a tendency to say a lot of things that just don't really make sense. They're not proper grammar. But that's just the way it is. That's about how the whole world is now. You know, proper grammar is just not a necessity, honestly. But as far as books and stuff like that go, it is a necessity, and I didn't understand that in the beginning. Even didn't understand that when I had written the second book. But now, in the third one, and this is where I'm trying to get to, again, this is 2019, I've been writing, I'll be writing for a full year in 2018. I've written one full novel, and it's in publication right now. Yay! And then I've written novel number 2 that I'm going to go through and edit and everything when I'm done with number 3. But number 3 now, I've discovered things about myself. I had never been interested in proper punctuation and grammar and all that. And out of the blue one day I thought, well, I wonder how they write dialogue appropriately. And so I went in and I found this page that explained everything. And you know, the weird thing was that my mind actually remembers everything that's on that page. I've always had like a partial photographic memory. If I'm interested in something, I'm going to remember every detail. I mean, just like a picture. Now, when I write, it's like that, except I don't even know what I'm writing about. Generally, all I do is I sit down and suddenly the story unfolds like a movie in my mind. I don't see myself writing anything. All I see is the story going, and there's times that I would go days just writing, chapter after chapter after chapter. And all of these started because of my girlfriend. One day out of the blue, I started talking about something. I always like to joke and have fun, be silly, do stupid stories and stuff like that to her. And I wrote one called Whatchamacallits. And it was purposely written without proper punctuation and all that fun stuff because that was the idea. I was kind of playing with the idea that little creatures get inside of your phones and your electronics. And that's why when you do spelling goes wrong, proper grammar goes wrong. So that whole thing's written all kinds of screwed up. But you know what? It's on Amazon. I sold at least one copy for $2.99. But hey, you know what? It's out there. So I went to go and do number 2 to that book called the Whatchamacallthems. Well, somehow it ended up becoming a novel. And then a completely different story, backstory and everything to whatever these little creatures were. And now, during the time that I wrote that first novel, and that whole year last year, I'd written over 120 pieces of poetry to my girlfriend. Literally every day she gets a poem. Every evening she gets a poem, or at least a good morning and a good night that's written story form. Not when I write poems, it's not rhyming poetry. It's short story poetry kind of stuff. So I would write things like that, and originally it came out as The Immortals. So that was my explanation of how things in life and all that seems to always work out accordingly the way it needs to. And so I ended up taking some pieces of that poetry plus parts of the story that I create. Everything that I've written in this last year, I have shared tidbits in these books. And that's what's so weird. It was never the plan. The whole story has just went, you know, and I'm like, where is all this coming from? I don't even know. I don't get it. But, oh my gosh, I've got 3 novels now almost under my belt. And I know it's not much. I'm not a huge writer. I haven't been doing a whole lot of writing lately because, I mean, I love it, but I've also got a life. You know, I don't get to do this full time. So, yeah, that's Burley, my Great Dane. Hey, Burley, you're my sweetheart. And, so, yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. But, like I said, as far as my breast surgery and everything, it was amazing. Amazing experience. I'm really happy with them. They still have to fall into place and everything. But for me being who I am not a picky person. I am happy so easily that nothing really bothers me. I'm not complainive. You know, I don't say, oh gosh, my nipple's up a little high. You know, I am happy. This doctor done this for a decent price. She done a wonderful job, and I would definitely, you know, tell people that like I am. So, yeah, like I said, I'm here still, and I'm staying here in this town because I'm close to my girlfriend, and I love her to pieces, and I would do anything for her. And so as far as my transition goes, the only reason I don't go back to Kansas City, which would make my life 10,000 times easier, I could probably work somewhere that would pay for my surgery. But in my opinion, this is my transition. This is what I want. And if I want it, just like anything else, I need to work for it. So these books are supposed to do that. My girlfriend's going to get half of everything, and I'm going to make sure that her entire family, whether she's gone or not, are going to be covered for the rest of their lives. So I'm going to put that in a will or something, you know, when I start making some money. So she's going to be covered on her end, and that makes me happy because I love helping people, especially the ones that are close to my heart, and I love them to pieces. So I'm very talkative, I know, and this is probably making it for quite a long video, 10 minutes. But if you have any questions at all, please ask, because I am a very open person. Nothing offends me. I would much prefer educate in a clean way than people assume the wrong thing about us. We are all very good people. We're no different than anybody else out there. We're still human beings. You know, maybe we're a little confused, or maybe we feel that we're somebody else, or, you know, another person, you know, male or female. But, you know, we're all still people, and I want people to understand that, you know, that, you know, I love, you know, I have a dog just like anybody else. I live my life. I don't push myself on anybody. If somebody asks, I tell them, or I convey little pieces depending on the questions. You know, if something gets too bad, I won't answer it. But generally, if somebody comes up to me and it's very polite and they're legitimately curious, which most people are, most cisgender people are, I'm good with telling them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with explaining things so somebody can understand. So, but that's me. I mean, not everybody's going to be like me. Not everybody's going to agree with the way I am. But you know what? That's the beauty to all of this. We're all unique individuals. We have our own minds, and we make up our own minds. And, you know, if somebody doesn't like us, you know, go to the right. I don't care. I'll go the other direction. I do not have to have somebody like me. I got my dog. I got my girlfriend. And I got our book. So I'm happy. Completely happy. But, yeah. So, again, breasts. She had to give me one of these sports bras here. And she says I need to wear it and everything, but honestly, I don't get why. I mean, I do, but when you have breast surgery, the whole idea is for them to drop into the pockets where they belong, you know, appropriately. But if you're wearing one of these, yes, you're getting the support to keep them in place so they don't hurt and all that, but if you're not allowing them the gravity to take hold and drop naturally, then you're not going to get the proper final shape in the end, you know. And I want that proper final shape. They're going to eventually come out. They may be bigger than what they are right now, which right now they're a full D, but when they go down, they might be a little bigger. Who knows? So I'm excited either way. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just let me know, and I will try to answer what I can. I don't know without anybody asking any questions. I don't know what else to talk about. But I do love my books, that's for sure. Well, our books. And like I said, the first one's called Otherworldly: Secrets of the Dark Talismans. The second one it's all going to be titled and subtitled. So it's all the Otherworldly series with names like Star Wars and then the Return of the Jedi kind of thing, you know. So mine is Otherworldly: Secrets of the Dark Talismans, and then Revelations of the Talismans, and then the next one is called Parallel Destinations. So, and it gets really intricate in book 2. It gets very intricate, but book 3, oh my gosh, I am interweaving so much stuff from book 1 and book 2. It is crazy. My girlfriend's having a hard time keeping up because it's getting really crazy, and she only gets to read little bits at a time, you know, so she doesn't get to read the whole book right away because I'm writing it. She holds the original manuscripts as backup, and I keep backups on my electronics, you know, everything locked down. I have one book in publication right now, so it should be hopefully coming out in the next couple of months or so. I'm excited, definitely. So yeah, you guys have a beautiful day, and yeah, ask your questions or anything you want to know, and I'll try to answer what I can. All right, bye-bye.